Greetings, my Dragon Knights, Dragon Wars, and Dragonkin. This is Dragon Knight, Dragonborn, Dragon Sage. I think get the memo, and as always, I think you kind of seen this. And yes, this act is pretty good news for at least PC storefront of GOG. At first I was very skeptical about this at first, but however, since this is like a secondary take, this is actually really good news from what I at least understand here too. I didn't quite, at least, I was just really tired, and it was like really late, and I just figured to do something like that. But this is from GOG, this is from Gamerant, as always in the link description. The article is in the link description below, and let's get on right into it. So I do apologize, there's no contact here, it's just been really focused on other things and my own self, and lately maybe just take a break for a bit, or for a while, we'll definitely see. But anyways, I hopefully you at least enjoyed, and yes, like I said, this is actually really good news from what I read. And if you like GOG, definitely build up a library. And however, if you have a Steam Deck, you can play your GOG games or your Epic Games Store and Amazon Primes if you choose to. And other than that, I think this is good because, like I said, I already read this. This is take 2. So anyways, if you like what you saw, don't forget to burn that like button, click the subscribe button to join the family of Dragon Knights, Dragon Wars, and Dragon Can. Like, comment, share, definitely ring the bell, and push the hype button. Alright, let's get on into it, shall we? The Witcher developer CD Projekt has confirmed it has sold the PC gaming market GOG back to the co-founder Michael McKenzie. Now, I'm not too sure about Michael McKenzie's, I will definitely say at least Michael McKenzie's thing here, or at least his history. But however, if you know about GOG, then you will know about at least like the underdogs they are, and I didn't know at least the Witcher developers from CD Projekt, or CD Projekt Red, but just CD Projekt now. They are the ones that actually bought GOG, but then turned it back over to the co-founders. And as you see, like right here, DRM free storefront, plus you can preserve all the games as well on GOG. I have paid some money towards GOG, and I just figured this might be really good. Like I said, GOG has been really good, and as much it beats Steam as well for its own DRM free. Plus you can preserve older games, at least from like the PS1 or NES or SNES type of area. That's actually pretty good there too. So, and I have a few games, and I have built up my library with GOG just in case if Steam does go away. Like, this is just an example. I'm not saying it's going to happen anytime soon, but if by some miracle Steam goes off and they can, and I can no longer access my Steam library, luckily I have built up my GOG library as most, and I do enjoy it. And there are other good benefits of GOG, or GOG if you really want to say, but I say GOG. But anyways, since the store was first founded by the Polish game developer in 2008, which I did not know about until I read this article, the marketplace has become a popular place for gamers to pick up DRM-free versions of a variety of popular games. GOG has continued to go through growth throughout the nearly 2 decades since its foundation, hosting popular games like Baldur's Gate 3, the Tomb Raider titles, and plenty more without any DRM restrictions. This is actually really true. GOG's recent efforts have put a big, I'm not going to probably butcher this one, on game preservations, and there you go. Like I was saying earlier, with the companies making strides towards maintaining maintaining older games. GOG launched the GOG preservation program in late 2024, and this is actually really good. And like I said, if like Hercules for the PS1, you can actually get that on Steam. But however, if that tends to go, and whatever the case is, whatever the developers goes, okay, let's just pull a game, guess what, there goes my game off of Steam. But on GOG itself, I still have the game. This is where it's actually good, because the simple fact is, at most, it's preserved, and it will kind of push in at least to get into modern, to help out with at least modern gaming as well, or modern systems as well, which is actually really good. And I know I've said this before, but I'm going to go ahead and say it here again. If you have a Steam Deck or a Legion Go or a ROG Ally, like a handheld PC, you can definitely get this. Or a Steam Deck, get the Heroic Launcher, and you should be good. Anywho, I just figured at least that would be kind of good if you want to build up your library I would definitely throw some coin to GOG, and I have actually done that myself. In the late 2024, as a new innovation aimed at restoring older games and make them playable on modern hardware, which I have mentioned, the GOG preservation program has its hands in the, not gonna butcher that, of a re-release of beloved older video games, including the original Resident Evil games and Alpha Protocol, alongside a multitude of other titles now. CD Projekt is officially parting ways with GOG, selling the platform to one of the people who helped establish the marketplace. Sorry, I probably butchered that one again. And like I said, this is actually good. This might be somewhat short, but we'll definitely see. But of course, I may say it probably will slip my tongue because CD Projekt Red. That's because how I always known it, and that's how it's kind of. Well, I said. Oh, okay. That was just something. That was a while ago. Sorry. I was looking at this one for a second, but then I just saw the title right here. I was like, that's already old news. So, anyways, like I was trying to say is CG Projekt Red. That's how I know because they were the ones with The Witcher and of course Cyberpunk 2077 at most, and they're the ones that made this, and that's how I kind of just said it. CD Projekt Red, and also it's not just The Witcher games. All right, well here's like a good one right here, as you probably have seen. Here you go. Here's an older game, and there's a few older games here too, like you see like right here. And if you see like a good old game, that just tells you how old the game is. So, and let's get back to Baldur's Gate. You can play on Windows, Mac, and Linux, so they are really pushing that forward at most. So, and this is probably a very older game that you can definitely play on, so which is actually really good. I just want to at least bring that up because they've been really trying to push forward towards DRM free, and if you actually know about that, then you kind of know about the performance that Steam has, and on top of that, you will have to deal with those performance dropping or tanking. And yes, even the Steam Deck as well, because guess what? Even with Linux, as long as it has DRM requirements or anything like that, it's going to affect at least your performance. And there's nothing, well, there is a way around that. It's by pirating, but well, like they once said, and I know I let my mess slip here, but if buying a license is not legally owning, then pirating is not stealing. Thanks, Nintendo, Sony, Microsoft. I bet you're kind of been doing that too, and Valve, because guess what? The Digital Age or Digital Rights Act, you just buying to buy the license after all. But as long as you go to something and you pay for something on Steam, for example, let's say, hey, this is a digital thing that you will have to read and you have to accept, because if anybody sense, they can just rip it away. Because I know Sony has done that to me. I know Nintendo's been really been pushing that, and now I believe Microsoft has been doing it too. As long as you play for like The Witcher 3 or even The Witcher game, or at least one of the Witcher series games here, you can play for as long as you want, and you don't have to deal with DRM, and there's a lot of pros to GOG. So here's this paragraph if you really want to read into this. Sorry, I'm just kind of like spacing through this because I just figured either A, it's already been said and I thought it was actually really good, which is honestly really good, and two, just figured at least just to show at least a couple things. But anyways, CD Projekt CEO Michael, I'm not gonna butcher that last name, had some similarly high praise for the co-founder of GOG within his statement, as thanked the members of GOG staff for their years of cooperation, which is actually really good. I'm actually really happy about, at least from what I'm seeing here, that's actually really good. With CD Projekt on mangling the platform to conjure with the Polish studio, I'm not going to butcher that last name, also stressed to change in hands as see you around for fans, reaffirming CD Projekt's internet. I know I'm probably butchering the hell out of this, I really apologize, to bring all of its new games to GOG, including the in development, come on brain, work with me, The Witcher 4 and Cyberpunk 2. GOG managed also reassure fans that the change in hands is not due to financial difficulties. with the platform scene encouraging year in 2025. And by the way, I know it says about like right here and here. I was actually looking at, I meant to say this, and of course, at least on my first take of this, I'm actually really happy that at least The Witcher, or Witcher 4, is taking on Ciri's approach as being a Witcher, because as far as I understand, Geralt in The Witcher 3, his thing is already basically done. They were just really pushing for Ciri to go to do her own Witcher thing because of how much she trained and so on and so forth. I only played a little bit of The Witcher 3, and I know at least a lot for those who played The Witcher 3. I have watched at least the Witcher series on Netflix, played a little bit of The Witcher 2 and a little bit of The Witcher 3, but as far as I understand from all sides of the game, well, the games and the TV show, they're really pushing for Ciri to be a Witcher. I think the actual first female Witcher, and that's actually really fun. And I don't know about the books, so I can't really say over the novels, but I think even the books was mentioning to train Ciri to be as a Witcher. And also what's kind of cool here too, like you can see this longsword. I don't know if this is her steel sword or her silver sword, because I know steel is for humans and silver is mostly for monsters. That I know for sure. But I was looking at this right here, and this sword right here reminds me of a Irish longsword, because I actually seen this around on the Cult of Athena. This reminds me of the hill and stuff, and I thought that was actually really cool. So it's actually really cool just to see, her journey as a Witcher. I'm actually really curious where this will go. And anyways, CD Projekt has big game projects in the works. The sale of GOG will allow CD Projekt to put all the studio effort towards its exciting new projects. The developer gave fans a first look at The Witcher 4 with the cinematic trailer at the 2024 Game Awards, which is right here. And honestly, it is very cinematic. I'm not gonna lie, I do like that. With the franchise shifting its focus to Ciri, which I'm fine with, Geralt's adopted daughter, which, if I remember correctly, because I know in the TV series, it was through the Polish art, the Law of Surprise, if I said that correctly. I'm not too sure about that. I'm not Polish, so I can't really say, but yes, Ciri is Geralt's adopted daughter, and she was the one that was really pushing to be like a Witcher, and at least take the Witcher trials. CD Projekt Red has teased a greater focus on the narrative choice within the next Witcher game, included, okay, I'm not gonna butcher that one again, to be the first entry in the new trilogy of games centered around Ciri, if I said that correctly. CD Projekt Red, there I go again. CD Projekt is also working on the new multiplayer games set within the universe of The Witcher. They said to be a multiplayer game, and that'll be actually really cool. And here's this one. It says about a remake of the original Witcher game. That's actually kind of cool. Probably not just the first game, but maybe the second game to repolish that one. And also, this is just my recommendation, although I doubt they're actually going to listen here. I know that CD Projekt Red, there I go again. CD Projekt, I always want to keep saying CD Projekt Red. CD Projekt, there we go, fucking hell, has put in, like, even I know, also I did notice, at least in Tainted Grail, The Fall of Avalon, if just CD Projekt Red, but all gaming in here, or just modern game, can disable copyright music, because I know there's like a lot of copyright music, and we know how YouTube is with their goddamn copyrighted bullshit is. Same with Twitch. You can just shut that off and have a censor mode where there's any sexual, yes, I will say that, sexual scenes that might come up. Hopefully that will be in part of, it won't just impact, I know probably will impact it, but it'll just be at least a little bit more there. If not, at least just, well, actually no, because I know at least Cyberpunk 2077 actually did show, hey, if there's any sexual things here, you can blur it out, because at least they were looking for looking out for any content creators that has to, shall we say, censor things. And one of them was there, and hopefully that's in the Witcher 4, and which I'm actually looking forward to. Now, like I said, I think because it's kind of hard for me to literally say, okay, this one is her steel sword, and this one is her silver. Because Geralt's sword, the steel sword, if I remember correctly, that's a German longsword. You can just put that in the Witcher and call it a day, and fits right in. Same with Ciri's sword right here. To me, this looks like an Irish longsword that could just easily flop into a fantasy like the Witcher series and call it a day from there. Sorry. It's just one of those things that just really catched my eye. But anyways, here you go if you really want to read for here. But as from what I'm seeing right here, it's actually really good. This is actually really good news for at least for GOG. I can literally say yes, even though they handed over. Although some of GOG staffs, and I know how much they've been really pushing towards. Of course, this is probably at least my final thoughts here. This is actually really good news, and most of all, probably still looking forward to preserve older games. And one of those older games is definitely The Witcher 1, The Witcher 2, Assassins of Kings. Now that's another one. And there's a few other older games out there that does need preservation, and the community behind it is already getting the tools just to help out with at least game preservations. Hopefully Linux gets more support over there at GOG. And The Witcher 4, yeah, I'm actually looking forward to see where this will go, because I'm actually a little curious about Ciri. Oh, and of course, this is just a bucket list I want to take off to add, because I know I'll probably say this on my live stream. I will definitely try to stream some GOG games as well whenever I can, because that's a bucket list I want to do. And one of them is definitely The Witcher 3 for sure, and that way I probably would know for sure at least the DLC and what Geralt's final chapters or final book has already closed, because as far as I am aware, like I'm trying to say here, Geralt's story's been well completed, because even here's Geralt's sword right here. As I said earlier, I think if I remember correctly, this one's like German longsword or something like that, but just a different tweak to it. And here's his silver sword. But anyways, as far as I understand, Geralt's story in The Witcher 3 has been completed. He is at least the headmaster of the Witcher Academy. Now it's up to Ciri, what her story will be. And I'm actually curious where that will go. So other than that, there's actually a good future for GOG. The only thing I can only say for me in general, that if GOG does head down this road, the only thing I can definitely ask is just one thing: make sure, because I know at least when it comes to live streams, have at least any sexual nudity or anything like that that's 18 plus, have that option just to turn on for The Witcher 4. Hopefully that'll be good. And yeah, for the projects for The Witcher 4 going on GOG, that's actually good too, because I know that Fall of Avalon, that's on GOG too. GOG has been really another place for PC gaming if you ever choose to. And as much, yes, I will say this, go with GOG, and if you build up your library, and let's just say Steam finally removes the account for whatever reason, or Steam finally just bits the dust, and if you build up your GOG library, you should be fine. I will definitely throw some point to GOG sometime. And on top of that, I have built up my library, because right now my Steam library is at 286 if I'm remembering correctly, and my GOG library, because most of my GOG games is for free through Amazon Prime, and that's 188, and I think a few more games, so about 155. I have to check again. But anyways, as always, my Dragonborn and Dragonkin. Hopefully you enjoy. And as always, if you like what you saw, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, ring that bell, definitely share, and if you have the option, hit that hype button, which will help out the channel. And as always, farewell for now.